So we're going to talk about fire and how that kind of relates to spiritual matters, right? Sometimes that flame just kind of seems to burn out. It's usually when a lot of people are kind of like, well, am I really a Christian or am I a good Christian? And that kind of leads into a different conversation of where do feelings and intellectualism fit into religion in general, but that's a topic for another day. But what do you do when you feel that way? Well, that's kind of the main crux of this channel, is to figure out, how do we think clearly, how do we think better about our beliefs and our faith, even when we're maybe not quite as on fire, to use the terrible youth minister kind of thing. Even when that desire, that flame is kind of burning out, so to speak. And essentially what you have to do, and what I did when I kind of hit this, that sounds bright, when I hit that particular spot in my own faith journey, I had to ask the questions. Is God really who he says he is? And I looked and I dug and I tried to verify as best I could with what I could find, because I figured, okay, well, if God is really God, then he'll be there. He'll be there in history, he'll be there in science, he'll be there in these other things, and you'll see these concepts that you see in Scripture pop up in places that are not Scripture. Because fun fact, and again, topic for another video, all wisdom is of God, whether or not it comes straight from Scripture or not. Wisdom is wisdom, and God is part of wisdom. So how do we think more clearly about what we believe? Got a little Michael Bay lens flare going on there. How do we think more clearly? Well, one, we have to know what he said. So being in Scripture daily is a part of that. And I think we can kind of see that in verses like 2 Timothy 3:16, where it says that all Scripture is beneficial for reproof, and it lists out several different things. Education being on that. It's really kind of where this plays into, is having doubts is normal, and it's okay. God can handle that. But it's moving beyond just the doubt of saying, I don't know if God is real. The next question is, do I care enough to actually figure it out? Do I care enough to actually do the work, to do the digging and the searching and the finding, to determine what's actually there? Where does the evidence lead? And that's kind of where this comes in. So when that flame is starting to burn a little bit lower, that's what it takes. It takes time. It takes diligence to look in and see whether or not the claims that Scripture makes, the claims that God makes, are accurate and are there.